In a couple of previous lessons, the topic of creating reference planes came up. For example, in making lofts and sweeps, we are oftentimes required to create a new plane to sketch on, or in the case of mirroring, you may have to create a new plane in space to mirror about. They are an important part of designing in SOLIDWORKS, so let's take a few minutes to understand how these are created. To create a reference plane, I can use the reference plane icon or select it from the drop-down. Here is the list of methods to create a reference plane. I'll start with the top option, creating a plane using the through lines and points method. As the name implies, this method allows you to create a plane using lines and points like I have here. If I select 3 points, you can see a preview of the resulting plane right away. Instead of completing this plane, let me clear these selections and instead select this line and 1 point. Again, you see a preview of the resulting plane. As a side note, the points and lines you use do not have to be sketch entities like I have here. They can be edges and vertices of a solid model if you have them available. Let's go to the next option on the list. Parallel to plane at a point. This option allows me to select a reference plane and a point to define the new plane. As with the previous method, you can also use solid geometry instead of planes and sketches. For instance, I can use this face and this vertex as my references for the new plane. Moving on, let's take a look at creating a plane at an angle. This will require 2 pieces of information: a flat surface to measure the angle from, and an edge to serve as a pivot point. In this example, the flat surface will be this plane. You could also use a solid face here instead of a plane. The second piece of information will be this sketch line, which could be an edge of a solid as well. Once the 2 items are selected, you can see a preview of the resulting plane. By changing the value of the angle, you can see how the new plane will pivot about the line that I selected.